Guys, Pauline here from Carnoustie. This is now take number 5. It is gloriously sunny here in Carnoustie, still a bit cold, but as a consequence, every angle I've taken and then watched this video, there has been a problem with the sun, which is quite frustrating because I've now had to close all the curtains in order to try and make this film. And when I'm thinking about it, I keep thinking, oh my goodness, I've said all this before, but I haven't, because this is the first time you're going to get a copy of this film. Anyway, here we go. I'm sounding a little bit exasperated, and it is. I am very enthusiastic about what I've been doing this weekend. It's just obviously the fact that I've had to take this film so many times. I have had over the weekend what I'm calling my very own Stamping Up retreat. My upline person, Joanne James, is way down in England, and obviously I'm not going to see her very often, if at all. We tend to just have discussions over the phone, so I'm not going to be able to participate in any of the retreats. So I had my very own, even though I was the only one here. And my theme was this big beastie, this scallop tag top punch, and it is wonderful. They're so heavy. I think the products from Stampin' Up are phenomenal, and this punch is just great. So versatile through some of the products that I've made, so hopefully I'll share that with you, and you'll agree. And I hope you're getting to see this, because I can see a little bit of glare, so I apologise if it is not working very well. Hold on, I will make sure that my angles are all covered, so that even though you maybe don't get it at first, it will come up. So yeah, my weekend retreat was all about this. The first thing I made was this lovely tag. Now, the first time I did it, you weren't getting a picture of it, so I'm going to angle it off, so if it is a bit strange as to the way I'm holding it, it's because I hope that you can see it. This tag, I've used the tag top punch at the top there, you'll see, and I've used designer series paper from the sale-a-bration that runs through January to March, and some of the framelits, and this bit cord really just ties them together at the minute, because when you open it up, what's inside are three sides. Now I hope you'll get this. I will keep moving it, so I apologise, but it's to make sure the sun doesn't keep hitting it and blurring it out. So it's quite a large tag, and I've used designer series paper and the sale-a-brations paper all the way through. I've used the Papillion Papuri stamp on a tag and in crushed curry with the inks and coordinating paper. That's the best bit about Stamping Up, is you get all these coordinating papers and some of the framelits, and the sentiment in the middle is from the Chalk Talk. Again, I don't have an oval punch or framelit, so I did that. I cut that one out by hand, but the For You, I used the circle framelit that I got with my Big Shot machine when I purchased it. So there, so it's just blank on the back, nothing exciting, but a place to write if you want. And yeah, I'm really quite enjoying this card now. I think it's rather nice. The second card I made was a standard A6 size card, and I've used again crushed curry at the back and the designer series paper from the sale-a-brations stock, and I've used my Arrows embossing folder, and I think that might be Pool Party. It's one of the blues, and I used my tag. The craft card there is just a craft card that I had in my own stock, as are the ribbons. The rolled flower is from Stamping Up, the big dies, and the leaves have been inked with green gumball, but they're a stencil that I have in my stash, so I used them and just cut round them. And the sentiment as well is from my stash, it's not from Stamping Up, but I think this is a great wee Easter card, you know, friends for life, maybe friends you don't see each other, but just, you know, Christmas cards, you know, don't just have to be, well, Christmas cards do have to be once a year, but you can keep in touch with your family and friends if there's a bit of a distance between you. a little more often, and it's wonderful to receive homemade cards. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, so I'm quite liking that one. At the beginning of the weekend, well sorry, I'll go to this first. I made this wee treat box. Oh, is this going to come in? I'm seeing a lot of glare here. Again, it's the designer series paper. I've used one of my leaves from the stencils that I have. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this around to make sure you get it. Please don't feel a bit seasick. Yeah, just some of the designer series paper. Great wee favours box. I did the stripes purposely going the long way rather than up and down, just for a slightly different effect. But yeah, it's great. Love that wee box. And for people who maybe don't really know me that well, I had another channel that I used to have, Scottish Crafter, where I made a lot of other goods. And for people who are familiar with that site or are on my blog or Facebook, you will know how much I adore handbags. And I cannot express to you how happy I am that I have now made my very first Stampin' Up handbag, because it is a handbag. I've used the tag, some more designer series paper on the inside, and inside is actually 4 wee tea light candles, and I don't have them at hand, but what I've done is I've used some coordinating washi tape, some of it from the This and That collection that Stampin' Up have, to go round the tea lights, and you'll find them over on my blog or on my Facebook site. It's Polycraft for my Facebook site and polycraftpa.blogspot.com. If you want to visit me on my blog, you will see additional pictures. Anyway, as we know, the front pocket there has got a wee ticket there because it's a posh handbag, and all posh handbags have feet. You see these feet? Oh, the sun's shining. See the feet? Feet. So when you go like this and you put your handbag down, it makes its wonderful noise, and that's the whole thing about having posh handbags. There you go. Can you see that? I hope so. So I feel now I've joined the Stampin' Up family in its eternity, because I can now say I've made a handbag. You have no idea how important this has been for me. I feel as if that's me now accepted into the Stampin' Up family. So yeah, I know, a bit crazy. The other thing I made at the weekend was this bow tie. Now I know that a lot of people are making bow ties from using the envelope scoring tool. I don't have one yet. I have a Sizzix Eclipse, and I've actually had it for a number of years, and I've never used the Eclipse part of it. And so what I did was I uploaded some SVG files from the internet, some free ones. This was from svgcuts.com. It was free, and believe me, for those of you who know how completely illiterate I am when it comes to computers, will understand just what a journey that has been, and I'm really pleased with myself that I've actually managed to pull this off. Maybe a bit big. This would definitely be a big gift bag size or box. You can size it down. That's a good thing with SVG cuts. SVG files rather, is that you can size them and they don't lose their proportions. So great for people who, like me, who don't know what they're doing. This was a card that I made also. Everyone's doing a lot of these. There's loads. So this is my take on it with the tags. Now, I didn't, because this opens out and this literally is the card, I wanted it to stand up in all its glory as well. So what I actually did was I made it into a kind of easel card and adhered to that, a bit much like the box cards that are around at the minute that fold flat. So it's similar to that, but it will stand up all on its own. But again, the Papillion Pupuri butterflies, the wee petite flowers, and I'll just open this up It's just black cardstock and ribbon from my stash. And for the butterflies, I have the punches to go with the set, so that's phenomenal. Sorry, no nails and it's ridiculous. Taking the nails off that were the bane of my life. Of course, they kind of knacker your nails, don't they? This sentiment is from the storybook Friends, and I just made it into a banner. So it opens up. I used a framelit so you can write your sentiment, write to who it's for. But again, it's plain on here because this side's quite busy, so it helps offset it. And I actually love this card now. I think it's really, really nice. Smudged it a wee bit up here, so when I get I think my punch is coming today, so it was on back order. So when it does, I will put another one up there and offset it, and you'll not see my mistakes. Now, the other thing that I have been making, again, I was telling you about my SVG cuts. I've made these. How wonderful are these? Look at that. You maybe don't see it so well with the birds. This is paper. Now this is actually about my 4th or 5th attempt. Quite hard. This is a large box. This is definitely a cupcake size box. But yeah, great fun. This was one of the first ones. I made it with white stock, but then I made it with this black paper as well. And because of all this intricate bit at the top, the paper sometimes doesn't work. I had a lot of playing around with the pressure settings and the speed before I got that right. And this paper was maybe a bit too thin, but it did work out here quite well, so I saved that and then stuck it on some pop dots just on this white card. Probably would recommend using a good medium stock cardstock rather, for if you're going to use this one. But this is actually a free file, SVG file, so you know, for other people who are using those, get on there and make it free. This one I sized down and used a slightly heavier paper and some ribbon from my stash. But how fantastic would this one be for a wedding favour box? It's 2 inches, but it's great, and you can even make it smaller, I suppose. Like I say, the great thing about the SVG files is you can size them up and down without losing the sizing. And lastly but not least, this one. Now, how amazing is this? This is quite a big box. It's probably between the cupcake size one and the wedding folder one. But this is lovely, isn't it? I've actually lost the cartridge that I have for my Sizzix for my bags and tags, so that's why I wanted to go on and try and find some of these free SVG files. And this was one. Can't remember the site it was off, but if I do, I'll name it down below, because it's great. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. No sticky required, because this kind of just comes undone. If you see, each one is kind of half, and it opens up, and then there's, yeah, opens up. See, it's quite big. Great. Fantastic. Certainly, definitely hold a couple of Easter eggs, although I think if you were, I would stick something, maybe a bit of card on the bottom and secure that a wee bit so it doesn't all fall through the bottom, because it is, with just the paper, it can be a bit flimsy if you're going to put something heavy in it. But yeah, as a favour, a wedding favour, lots of tissue paper or some cut up paper, and yeah, be great for a confetti box, wouldn't it? Okay, that's me. Great weekend. I had a wonderful weekend at my Stamping Up retreat. I hope you enjoyed some of these things. If you wish to make comments, they always appreciated. Feedback is always welcome. If you want to purchase any of the goods, either the stamps or the punch, the scallop tag top punch that we have here, and I can't recommend this enough. And you know, for those of you who haven't used Stampin' Up products, these are good punches. You know, they are phenomenal, really robust. So yeah, give me a shout. Okay, take care, bye for now.